How's your audio?
Good, man. How's yours?
Sounds good. Let's get this thing started.
Let's do it.
Low things like ace.
Welcome, everybody, to another George Archery podcast. Podcast number
24.
24. That's 2 dozen.
2 dozen.
Plus some bonuses. We've been rolling on.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Dude,
we have.
This is the weekend review.
Weekend review.
Yep. We're going to review what happened this past weekend. How was your weekend?
It was good, man. I got to spend time with the monkey.
That's always a good thing.
On Sunday and all. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's good. Well, everybody knew we talked about what I was doing this past weekend. I was at the GBAA State 3D Championships.
Yeah, you was there Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
I was here Saturday at the store.
Yep.
It was busy.
As usual.
Yeah.
This time of year it's supposed to be. If we wasn't, we'd have problems.
That's right.
So the GBAA had a good turnout. The weather was actually real nice.
Was it hot?
It really wasn't.
Really?
I mean, honestly, Monday was supposed to be like heat advisory, and but Sunday morning, it actually was cooler than it was Saturday morning.
Oh, wow.
It was, and I thought it was going, because it was planning on getting hotter.
Right.
So, but yeah, we was all talking about Sunday morning. It was nice and cool and comfortable, and we had a good turnout. They ended up with about 42 shooters. So that's actually not some of the best numbers in the world, but it's actually better numbers than the GBAA has gathered in the last couple of 3D tournaments.
That's good.
So that's a good thing.
A little bit of an uptick.
Yep. And there was a few people who showed up and showed out and made podium, and I gave out 14 belt buckles.
14 belt buckles. Any new state records?
I know, because they don't do state records on 3D because of how it's always different.
Gotcha.
So that's the one thing they didn't do. But at the end of the day, but all events champions were named.
Okay. So what is that?
That's they give you points for each one that you shoot. In other words, your qualifying score type points. In other words, if you finish first, you get 7 points. If you finish, in
the 3D, or is that for
everything?
Every GBAA
type shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or sanctioned shoot.
So it doesn't have to be. It's not by like your score, because the problem is like you can't compare your indoor to 3D to outdoor. Everybody's got a different field. You can't compare it.
Right.
So it's done on participation. Like you get an extra point for more than so many people in the class, and then if you have less than 3 in your class, then they'll deduct a point because you didn't compete against as many, even though you finished first.
Right.
So you get a bonus point for more people in your class. So when it was said and done, the gentleman who won, Bob Koska, didn't even come to this shoot.
And won.
He had scheduled to come, but something worked out. Work got him. But he shot 3 shoots, because you have to shoot a minimum of 3. He shot 3 shoots, and that put him real close. But he ended up on top.
Now, how many? All right, so Ace hosted the state championship.
Yep.
Is there like regional qualifiers, or just qualifiers?
No, there's no qualifiers. It's all state championships. So they have an indoor, which is the 5 spot.
Mm-hmm.
They have an outdoor target, which either could be a 900 round, or it could be what we hosted, the international round.
Right.
And then there's a spring turkey 3D shoot and a 3D championship, and then the state field.
Got you.
So 2 3D shoots, an outdoor target, a field, and then indoor.
So 5 shoots total.
5 shoots total.
Got you.
You have to shoot 3 of 5.
Got you.
So, and then at the end of the day, and it's all weighed out, that little boy, that young man that we talk about all the time,
Mr. Caleb Brown,
made it state champion
again,
and all events champion.
Wow.
So he got state champ. I mean, he got shooter of the year for S3DA.
Mm-hmm.
He got the shooter of the year for the ASA.
Mm-hmm.
And he got essentially that's the all events champion, which is shooter of the year
for
for GBAA.
Boys killed it.
6 state championships this year.
Wow. Way to go, Caleb.
He's done real good this year. But we're all on that wear out time. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We're all
burnt
on that.
out.
But so not really burnout, but just less time to play some other games. So 3D's over. They're packing up their 3D targets, going to put them in the shed for a while.
I'm actually looking forward to indoor.
Yeah, you've been saying that,
hunting, of course, but I'm actually looking forward to indoor.
Yeah. So GBAA was fun. A bunch of guys. I ended up third.
I saw that.
Considering I picked up my bow, I brought it in here and set it down after ASA and hadn't picked that bow up since until the day before. And then I did not warm up. So my first target for score was the first arrow I shot. So I didn't think I did too bad. So I was happy.
Sound like it.
I was happy with it. That bow is shooting. I ain't gonna lie. It's been doing real well. Anyway, also the first annual Gum Swamp Bow Hunters Shootout ended up with 36 shooters for the first time doing it.
I don't remember that one from the weekend preview.
Yeah, it was in there because it's hosted North 40 or whatever down there.
Okay.
So they had their shoot and they had a bunch of door prizes and stuff. So there was a bunch of people and there was a long shot and some other stuff. So it ended up with about 36 archers.
It's not bad.
So also the 20th annual BC Grant, which if anybody's listening to this, they would probably somebody that listens to this was there.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because it's one of the biggest tournaments of the year always.
Mm-hmm.
They do a great, phenomenal job, and you've been doing it for 20 years. It says another great shoot. They had 367 people scored shooters.
Wow.
Those are people who turned in a score. Not the fun shooters,
right,
just turned in a score.
Scored shooters.
But the bigger part of that is
this is the one. This is the thing. I asked.
Yep. And so
41 salvations and 92 rededications.
That's on their
amazing,
that's on their webpage.
That's awesome.
So that was
and it's an amazing, or I ain't gonna say amazing. It's a great thing. It's an awesome thing that BC Grant does every single year.
Yep.
That's 41 more lives that will wind up in heaven.
Yep.
After they draw their last breath here on Earth.
Most definitely.
Which is
a wonderful thing.
A great thing, man.
Yep.
Great thing. And then 92 rededications. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So that was good. I mean, and you had asked that question.
I did.
And so I pulled up on the webpage to try to see the results. And the first thing that it said was we had another phenomenal year. It said 42 salvations and 92 rededications. So that was their first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
And then they had they had ranges. There was lots of them. The purple, yellow, orange. So I don't know how many targets they had set out.
I'm going to have to go one year.
Yeah, we're just going to have to go.
Just going to have to go.
Yep. So I haven't been in years. And I really would like to go. So, yeah. Well, the Governor's Gun Club held the fundraiser shoot for Tyler and
Sunday.
And Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
Yeah.
I thought it was Sunday.
No, they just regularly had their Vegas shoot on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
But this was a 10 target 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Had it outdoors. I think they shot 2 arrows per target, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I remember now.
They raised about $900 for the boys.
Wow.
So that wasn't a bad thing.
Not at all.
And I tell you what, I never met the guy. I saw a picture of the guy who won the PSE shoot down because it was donated.
Right.
With the bars and the site and the whole 9 yards.
Michael DeLauder donated that.
Michael DeLauder donated
Way
the
to
bow.
go, Michael.
And I'll tell you what.
Pretty awesome.
What's funny is he donated the bow that everybody wanted. Is the green bow.
Right.
The right green.
Right.
So the man's got
the one and only right green.
Yeah, the man's got the prettiest green bow of any of the bows that I've seen.
One and only.
Yep. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to the boys for raising, for y'all raising the $900 for the boys, and so that they can go and represent us at the 3D World Championships.
It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
And then Sunday
I guess I didn't see anything on that, but they did have supposed to have their Vegas round, their normal Vegas round.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on it either, but I didn't spend a lot of time on social media this past weekend because I was
busy playing with the youngins.
Busy on Saturday here at the store, and then ran out of here as soon as I could so I could
get home with
to the
youngins.
house.
That's right.
Spend some time with the babies.
Well,
because I don't get to see Monkey but once a week now. So
I understand. The Pan American Games
Mm-hmm.
All 8 U.S. team members came home with a medal.
With
of
a
some
medal. I
sort.
saw that. I did see that. And Casey Koffel just flat laid it down.
She
over
shot really well.
Paige did too.
Paige shot well. They all shot very well. You know, it was either within the team rounds, mixed team rounds. They actually earned a spot for the Olympics for the females.
I saw that. Yep.
Now we actually have one male and one female spot earned. Now we need to try to earn some more, but
at least we've got
one in each category. So we got that earned, and we'll try to get some more. In the IBO World Championships in West Virginia, we had 2 Georgians. Two. They all made in the top 5. Kaylee Johnson finished 5th.
Mm-hmm. Good shooting, Kaylee. She's had and this ain't a stab at her by no stretch of the imagination, because I love her to death. Kaylee's an awesome archer, and she's an awesome person. But I would have to say, probably even by her standards, she's had a mediocre year. She's not.
Well, I'll tell you what happens, right? She's got a day job.
I know. That's what I was fixing to say. Now that she's an RN,
it's an adult.
She's adulting.
Yeah.
I don't know how much she gets to practice compared to what she used to.
Right.
You know, she's a full grown adult now. It's not like it used to be when she was running around as a teenager.
When Big Sexy took her everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I know that she would have wanted to have a better year. Now, I'm not, throwing stones at her by no stretch of the imagination.
But see, like we always talk about on the top guys and girls, I would kill for that year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Top 5 bunch of times and that kind of thing. But it's just not her norm.
It's not her norm, and I doubt it's anything equipment wise. I would I would have to probably imagine that it's just lack of time to practice. I mean, we all know how that is.
Work gets in the way, right?
Yeah, we all know how that is as adults.
Yep.
But either way, proud of her. I mean, I've known Kaylee now for 13 years.
Yeah, more than that for me, but yeah.
I'll never forget one of the 3D shoots that 8 Point hosted way back then over here off 278.
Yep.
We were shooting in the same class for whatever the reason. I don't remember.
She moved up.
I beat her. And I was so happy that I beat her because even when she was that age, 14, 15, whatever she was
still phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, she was still an amazing archer. And I was so tickled that I had actually beat Kaylee Johnson. Now, I couldn't do that today, but I did it once.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was one other Georgian there.
Yeah, that dude, Jason Wilkins, with his
crossbow. Crossbow in hand, he finished first.
This dude could retire just off the money that he's won this year between IBO and ASA.
He's doing well.
I hate to know what he's paying in taxes.
Congratulations, Jason.
Yeah. Shooting those Black Eagle bolts.
That's right.
I believe it's a Mission Sub 1 crossbow.
And here's the funny, and that's what I was just telling you off air before we started. That was the only 2 Georgians at the IBO.
The only 2 Georgians.
Yep. So that tells you we're an ASA state.
Oh yeah, we're this is ASA country.
Yeah.
But the IBO, I mean, we really should support it more. From my understanding, and I don't know a lot about the IBO just simply because we don't have it here in the Southeast, is a great organization for bow hunters.
Oh yeah, it's a bow hunters driven organization.
They do more for bow hunters and bow hunting than the ASA, from what I understand. Now, do I know that for 100% fact? No, I don't. So I may be speaking on my own toes here, but from what I understand, from what I've been told.
But it's always been driven by bow hunters.
Right. So maybe we should do a better job of supporting it.
The whole, that's what the IBO killed for is you're not trying to get a little spot in the lower side that really isn't in the spot that you're always supposed to shoot. It's more of the. And so, I don't know.
Like I say, maybe we should do a better job of supporting it. I mean,
yep. Maybe we should play an IBO tournament or 2.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Who knows?
Because, I mean, what is, you and I both know, what's this sport driven on or driven by?
Hunters in the United States.
Hunters.
Yep.
And it's a known fact that the numbers are going down.
Everywhere.
We've got to continue to, I mean, the numbers in kids, I believe, is up. somewhat or close to. I mean, because you got the NAS programs.
Yeah,
and
you got other programs.
The S3DA programs.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that the S3DA does is transmits or,
it's not just, they don't just teach tournament shooting. They also teach conservation.
Exactly. And we need to continue to do that. Yep. How do we go about it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But we know numbers are down.
Yep.
I mean, statistics show that numbers are down, and we've got to figure out a better way. And I'm saying in general. To get more people into bow hunting, into target archery.
Yep.
And we do that by just spreading knowledge.
That's right.
Programs like the 4-H.
Yep.
We've seen the 4-H help ACE tremendously, through bringing kids in that has never shot, and now they're 6-time state champions.
Yep.
I mean, that's where Caleb Brown started, was with Walton County 4-H.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's I call them building blocks, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And every step is a step into the direction that you want to go. And truthfully, hunting is good down across the board.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids don't hunt. Not that they don't want to hunt, but they don't have the opportunity because their parents didn't hunt.
Right.
And so, like we had one kid who'd never shot at an animal, rubber or otherwise, and then started shooting. She's a multi-time state champ.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's like, I think I could go hunting. And I was like,
Gabrielle?
Yeah. So those type of things that's the growth.
Right.
That's the spot that, you picked up one more potential, bow hunter.
Right.
And so that's pretty cool in that aspect. So that's what we need to do is, each one teach one.
Yep. That's a great phrase for that.
That's how we need to keep doing. And the other side of this is that all of archery need to all get along.
Cool.
This sport
that's a rabbit hole. Were you going there?
This sport is too small.
That's a rabbit hole.
But it's too small for all the different organizations not to try to work together.
I agree.
Because essentially, most of us that shoot our bow like to shoot our bow.
Right.
It don't matter if it's a piece of paper, if it's yellow, if it's blue, if it's black. It doesn't matter if it's a rubber animal, if it's in the woods, if it's inside a building.
Right.
But we just want to shoot a bow.
Right.
Well, there's multiple organizations that allow that.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to just pick one.
You can shoot them all.
You should be able to support and
kind of where you're going with that, I mean, is the whole light rule.
I didn't go into. I'm not. What I'm.
That just.
I understand.
But I wouldn't shoot that particular.
I understand
format or that particular organization.
You're right, because of a rule.
Because of a rule.
I understand that.
Because I don't see a dot.
I understand.
If my dot for me fades away, and I can't shoot a green pin.
But even
I have to shoot a blue one.
Not just that rule. All right, because I know that's a rule that sticklers with you. But in general, those officers of that organization should work with officers of another organization to try to organize together.
Right, I agree, 100%.
And we've talked about it with scheduling problems.
Oh, yeah.
And, there's not one's better than the other.
No, they're just different.
They're just different. And we all like to shoot our bow.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that I have is that some places don't want to change.
Stuck in their ways.
They don't want change.
Why
because they're afraid that something's changed is going to be different. Well, you know what? If different is better,
why not do it?
Why not do it? Mike Terrell has proved a point in one thing he did.
Oh yeah.
Because you remember when the first known distance, oh my God, it's going to kill the sport.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to there ain't nobody going to show up because nobody wants to shoot known distance. Well,
known classes are by far the biggest classes
exactly
at the ASA.
So,
and I believe that's something that the IBO needs to look at too. Again, I'm not an IBO shooter, don't live in IBO country. However, It would benefit them.
My biggest thing
look at how many pros that don't shoot the IBO simply because they don't want to have to go judge.
Well, I'll tell you one that did it.
Well,
Nathan
Brooks.
Nathan Brooks went up there.
And Tim.
Yep.
But both of those guys can judge. All of them can judge.
But you understand what I'm saying is like, all right, so neither here nor there, if that's something they should do, that may be something they should look at. But my only thing for IBO is when if they asked me the question, if the officers at IBO says, why should we? I say, because I take a rangefinder to the woods.
Exactly.
That's plain and simple. Nobody
took the words right out of my mouth.
Today, everybody takes a rangefinder to the woods with them.
Right.
Because you owe it to the animal to know it's the right distance to shoot the right way. And if you have the opportunity to do that, why wouldn't you?
Right.
Because it's ethically more sound to go, I know the yardage to shoot it versus I'm guessing the yardage.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's not part of it. I mean, it's heritage is heritage, right? And we're not telling you to dump the classes.
Just add a class.
Just add one.
Just add the class.
You know?
So yeah, I'm in 100% agreement.
So that's and then the like I said, the organization, because that's what NFAA did with the field round. Now, I'm not happy with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy with the changes of the experimental round that they want to do for the field round because they want to experiment with it. And they've taken out some of the fun part, in my opinion, what makes field.
Right.
Taking out the fans and the walk-ups and the long distance shot and that kind of. When you took out, and they're trying to make it shorter, easier to attract those guys because it is long distance. But they're trying to attract those guys to come play the game. Mm-hmm. And I understand that. So I'm not mad that they're trying something.
Not at all.
All right. I'm not mad because they're trying to do something. I may not like it, but they're trying something if it builds participation, I'm all for it.
Right. And that's kind of like this thing that's going on Sunday. And I don't want to get too much into it because that would fall in the weekend preview. But, the Bow Hunters of Georgia group.
Yep.
We've got our Saturday tournament that we usually host.
That's right.
And then on Sunday, hosting the Bow Hunters of Georgia tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know exactly what their awards are going to be and the classes for that.
I don't either.
I know Emo's pretty much handling that.
Most of that,
best I know. But that's a great way to get people out.
Yep, different people.
That's right. To continue to grow, to continue to promote, to continue to meet new people.
But that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
I mean, and that's what I tell everybody. Everybody, like I had a guy who come in. Where did I see him? Oh, at the shoot this weekend, and he had his son with him, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Big John Shelley. Well, we know who you are." It's like, "What do you mean know who you are?" I don't recognize you.
Right.
But we've seen you before.
Yeah, you're well known.
We've seen you before.
You get on a plane and people are asking for autographs.
No, I don't look like that. But that's just like I had the homeschool class, and the gentleman come in from a different place, and he's like, "Well, we've seen you before." It's like, "Yeah," I said, "I recognized you too." It's just cool that we can, you can be a part. Like, I don't mind if I went over and shot at Pike County.
I'd like to.
You know what I'm saying? It's not those are the things that because I don't see why there's a problem with supporting everybody.
Right, exactly.
Because if I can go and support you, I will. Because you're supporting archery, and that's what we're here for.
Right.
And so I think everybody should support everybody.
Absolutely.
And there's time everybody ain't gonna like everybody.
Unfortunately.
It happens. We can't kumbaya and all get along.
Unfortunately.
Because everybody has opinions, and some of them don't match.
Right.
Right. But we all in this same sport together.
And we, for the most part, all enjoy it and all love it.
I mean, we wouldn't be we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because usually if I enjoyed fishing more, that's what I'd be doing. But
right.
I don't enjoy fishing as much as I enjoy.
I enjoy fishing, don't get me wrong, but
I enjoy archery more.
I enjoy the archery. I enjoy, my job in it.
Yep.
Going on 3 years and I still don't feel like I worked a day yet.
I understand. But that's like for me, I had, I haven't shot tournaments.
Right.
And I picked up a bow and started shooting some 3D this year, more than I have in the last several years.
Right.
And I got the bug, dude. It bit me. Because you saw me. I actually picked up my bow and practiced.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we're going over here to practice.
I kind of lost halfway through the summer. So I'm really looking forward to indoor though.
I understand,
but
everybody has their own what works for them. Because you were on a roll at indoor last year, and then it was gone, So you couldn't finish the end of it. So that was so now you're like, I'm ready to hopefully get back to where I was at earlier in the season, so that you can get further along by the end of the season. I understand that completely, and say I feel that way right now with 3D. 3D is dying out because it's the end of the year.
Yeah, and you're just I
look at it this way, though. I mean, I shot my first ASA in 9 years.
Yeah.
And I proved I could shoot up. I didn't put 2 days together, but I did put 1 good day together.
Well, yeah, I'm with you.
And then I went and shot some ASA qualifiers and luckily ended up on the top for most of those. And then went to the state thinking I actually have an opportunity to podium. And I did.
I was tickled with my one ASA.
You got a little check for the first time in ever in a day.
Yeah, it's the second ASA since 2009 that I've shot.
That's right.
I actually got a little bit of a check.
That happens. So, I caught the bug on that. And so I almost looking forward
to next
year. Not just, I'm talking next year as a whole. Like, I want to play indoor and I want to play, I feel that I may have to, that's what I told my wife. I said, I may have to travel more because I'm enjoying it,
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So, that's what we're here for. We're here to enjoy archery and talk about archery and tell everybody about archery. And speaking of all those bow hunters, if you haven't got your bow out from underneath the bed or out of your closet, you need to pull that sucker out. You need to take it to the doctor, whichever closest doctor, your favorite bow doctor, and let them check it out, give it a checkup. If you're looking at some new toys that you've been seeing that you want to try a new sight or try a new release or try a new something, go on by the toy store and check one out and get it going, because it's time. And like we've always said, you owe it to the animal,
right,
to make that ethical shot and to practice. Yep. So anybody who hadn't got their bow out,
and I know there's a lot of guys out there that feel like, man, I can pull it out the day before and practice and I'll be good.
Not the same. It's just, I know. And some of those,
personally, I can't agree with it or whatnot. Some of those, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers.
No. But some of those guys, pie plate is good enough. And
see, I can't do that.
Equipment is better than it's ever been.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt.
When I got kids who shoot in the first, come up here and never shot a bow before, and within 30 minutes to an hour, they're hitting the middle at 20 yards. And we're talking the 80 centimeter target. So we're talking about 8 centimeters, which is, smaller than, you're, what is it?
Inch and a half or so.
If they're hitting that spot, that's the spot that everybody should hit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm still one of those guys that would tell the average Joe, if you have a 2-inch group at 20 yards, a 3-inch group at 30 yards, at 50 yards, a 5-inch group, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at you for that or thinking that you're supposed to be. But the guy who goes, as long as I'm staying inside the blue,
I'm good. And that's why we have such a need for tracking dogs. Lack of knowledge, lack of knowing where to shoot an animal. Quartering away, shot placement.
That's right.
Equipment, knowing what your equipment's going to
do.
There's so many guys that'll, buy arrows at Walmart, screw on a fixed blade head, and
shoot them in the butt.
Don't understand why, and then they blame the equipment.
That's right.
Then they quit,
you remind me of this guy the other. And we've had guys that, when I was a few years ago, a guy came to me. He goes, I don't know what's wrong with this bow. I said, what do you mean? I don't know what's wrong with this bow. He brings it in. We shoot the arrows through it, clean, bullet hole, whatever. He said, well, those ain't the arrows I've been shooting. I said, well, what arrows you been shooting? And he pulls out the Walmart specials. And one's an inch longer, one's an inch shorter, one's got 4-inch fletching, some's got whatever. I said, well, let me show you why that doesn't work. And so I took and shot all 6 different arrows he had through paper so that he could just see it's the same shot. I didn't torque the bow or didn't do anything, but the shaft being a different thickness, the fletchings, the different spines, the whole 9 yards. He's like, well, I didn't think it would make that big a deal. I said, there's the problem.
Right, lack of knowledge.
So, get your bows out, get them to the doctor.
Of course, we'd love for you to bring them to Ace, but if it's not reasonable, if we're too far or whatnot, find you a local reputable pro shop.
Right. They all know where we at.
181 South.
They all know where we at.
South Circle, Georgia.
But we want to support everybody. So support your local shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Support your local range.
Yep.
Get
you some no scent before you go in the woods and, checking trail cameras and putting out the SWI feed and using the cutty-back cameras. And
that's right. We
just throwing them all down.
What are you just doing that for?
I just dropped all the plugs in one line.
Make sure you get the last chance boat press to get everything tidied up.
Drawboard. Check the timing. Get the QAD or timed up, Cam
goodness gracious.
Cam timing.
We just knocked them all out the park right then and
there.
Where can they find us there, Robbie?
On the interwebs.
On the interwebs. What is
interwebs.
That at? www.
Yes, one of those. Interweb.com.
GeorgiaArchery.com.
Interwebs.
They can find us on
Facebook, which is also on the interwebs.
Yep. And they can find us on
Tweeter. Which you got to have interwebs to get to Tweeter.
Yep. My Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Is my Wi-Fi not working?
Mine's working.
Oh, okay.
ChapSnap.
Really? What else?
Instagram. YouTube.
Yeah, make sure you go and find us on YouTube. Click the like and subscribe
button
so that you can get every time this goes out, it goes out. And you can find this in almost every podcast app
out there.
I have done some searching, and every time I do some searching, it shows up again.
I don't know how many listens we're at now, but it's a chunk. And we thank you, each and every one of you.
Yes, we do. We appreciate everything.
We enjoy doing this. We may not have the most interesting topics, and we may not be the most interesting
people,
co-host or host, but we enjoy doing it. It's fun.
We appreciate everybody listening.
Yeah, and we've created a foundation.
Hopefully, that'll grow.
That is continuing to grow.
Yep.
Next year, it should be really good.
Yep, because we should be ahead of the game with everybody giving me the map so that people know where to find it, and the calendars. I've been adding dates as they've come through, so you can click on the Georgia Archery calendar, and you can see all the dates.
One spot to find all the information.
That's what we're trying to do. And if your information is not on there, it's not because we don't want it there. It's because I haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
So it means you have to give it to us. But yeah, that's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I am working on, let me tell you a secret. I'm working on something that so they can say, Alexa, play Georgia Archery.
How cool is that?
So that, because a lot of folks got that darn, if I say it again, she might start listening. All the people are playing it out loud in their house, and all of a sudden the thing goes, did you say something? Ding.
I need one of those.
Yeah. So
my house isn't that tech savvy yet.
But I don't have that brand. I have the Google brand.
Yeah.
And I have several of them.
Them things are cool.
They are. I have one in the bathroom so that I can listen to the news and listen to music while I'm brushing my teethies and everything, getting ready in the morning every day. And then I can play music through the whole house all time together. So it's pretty cool. So that it feeds the same.
Link.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Cool. So
you can listen to Georgia Archery.
Yeah, I can listen to the bathroom to the kitchen and not miss a step. And it'll actually play through the TV too, because I have Chromecast on the TV. So it's pretty neat.
And if some of y'all out there have ideas, topics that you would like to hear mentioned,
yep, you can always
holler at us.
Don't holler. You can type a message to us.
And don't forget to, hashtag Georgia Archery and all your archery photos.
And all your archery photos. It's that time of year. Let's see some trail cam pictures of Georgia Archery.
Yeah.
Let's see the kill list.
I need to
see the hit list.
I need to take a day and go put some cameras up. I got a couple of places, and
I want to see the hit list. Well, see, I got that new camera I ain't put up yet.
I need one of those.
Oh, it's none but money.
I know, and I ain't got none.
Me neither.
Ain't
I'm
got
broke
none.
now. I know how that works. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Everybody knows where we're at, where to find us. If you have information, you can always send us at georgiaarchery@gmail.com. You can email us and we can get back to you. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter.
On the World Wide Web, on the interweb.
Yep.
Worldwide interweb.
You got anything else, buddy?
No, man, I think we pretty much covered the weekend review.
Yeah, and
It was a good weekend of archery.
You have a contest going.
Yeah.
That we're supposed to announce the winner of Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
So I'm just letting everybody know they got one final chance.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I can almost put my finger on which one won.
Probably. It's the only one I've seen.
Only one we've seen so far.
Yeah. Got to go back. I think it's podcast, 22?
Maybe.
To find out how to enter.
But all I can say is mega, triple, crown.
Being worked on?
I'm hoping.
That'd be nice. That was a fun time back in the day.
We're I'm working on some big plans. I've had some people ask about, since we do have a little bit of a following, and maybe we can try to, just what we talked about, intertwine some of the officers of some of the different state organizations and all sit down together and say, hey, what's going on? You know, just so that, and some of them may not know each other.
Right.
So at least they could at least meet each other.
Sure can't hurt.
Yeah. So
certainly can't hurt nothing.
As far as I know, there's only one state championship left. GAA State Outdoor.
Mm-hmm. September.
So it's a 1440. You know what that means?
1,440 airs.
No, but 144 airs.
Yeah.
Over a 2-day period at multiple different targets. 90 meters. 90 meters for the adults.
It's a long way.
Yep. So, well, I think we covered it all. I think we hit all our bases. We surely do appreciate everything.
Each and every one of y'all for sure. Couldn't do what we do without y'all.
That's right.
Don't forget the donate button that's on the face or on the website.
Yep.
The shirts and the marketplace.
Oh yeah, we got some more shirts coming. I'm working on that as we speak.
I've seen several pictures of folks wearing their shirts.
I mean, there was a gentleman, I didn't know who he was when I saw the picture, so I was like,
I've seen that.
I was like, who's that gentleman? But it doesn't matter. We appreciate the support.
Absolutely.
So, and then the more you wear it, the more people ask questions, and they're like, where I can get one.
Mm-hmm.
So we do appreciate it. But I guess that's it for now. Until next time, I'm Big John.
And I'm Robbie.
We'll see ya.